Are you losing your mind homeschooling multiple ages and grades? Well, I have 6 easy steps to help you regain your sanity. Just a little, because your kid's gonna take most of it, but just a little. Stay tuned. Hi, welcome back. This is Nikki with That Homeschool Life. I'm a homeschool mom of 3 in Los Angeles, well, just right outside of Los Angeles. And this channel is all about homeschooling, day in the life, motherhood, product reviews, anything to do with homeschooling and about that homeschool life, it's here on this channel. So if you're new here, thank you for subscribing. And if you want to know more, keep watching. Okay, so I have my 6 tools to help you woo-saw back your sanity, okay? As I've been there, done that, mom, homeschooling for 7+ years, I know what it's like when you're trying to teach fractions and you got your 2-year-old tugging on your sleeve, more goldfish, more crunchies, and then the preschooler is got 2 toilet paper rolls going into the toilet, about to flood the toilet. It is crazy. I know it. I understand it. I get it. This is what I can share with you to help you out. I have 6 tips. I'm going to go through each one individually and break it down. My 6 tips. Number 1, educational movies, documentaries. Now these can be, the paid versions would be like Amazon and Netflix. You can make a playlist and just list for each child and whatever their interests are or the subjects you want them to focus on. Click and start putting those videos or those movies into those playlists. Free versions would include something like YouTube. YouTube, you can make lots of playlists with different categories based on interests or subjects and just stock those up 3 to 5 per category, so you have something ready to go. The library. Now watch those due dates, because then it gets to be costly and you might as well have a subscription-based thing. But the library has a lot of wonderful options. I think some libraries you can even stream videos, honey, if you have a high-tech library. So check that out. That is an option for you. That's just to get you going. So check those sources out. I don't want to bombard you with a lot of stuff. I'm talking really fast because this is lunchtime and then my boys are going outside to play, to exercise, which is one of my tips. And I'm trying to get this video done for you guys. Oh, and so for movies and documentaries, it could also be an adaptation of a book that your child is currently reading. So there are lots of options, lots of educational things where you can stretch the learning and get some time done with, some teaching time done with your other kiddos, okay? Number 2, educational software or websites. A personal favorite in our house is BrainPop, Discovery Education, iExcel, and Dreambox. They're all subscription based. BrainPop is free, but they give you a limited number of videos per day or per click or something like that. But check it out, and if it's something you think is worthwhile, then you can go ahead and get a subscription for that. But I love BrainPop because they cover all subjects. The videos are engaging, and they have options at the bottom of the screen to extend the lesson with lesson plans, puzzles, things like that, quizzes. So you could really get a good bang for your buck with BrainPop. So educational websites or software. Number 3, educational board games or card games. I have, okay, I got a big mess going on, y'all, because I was just pulling stuff for you. So I usually have my kids start their morning with a game, so everything's very self-sufficient and independent. They get up and they eat something, then they go grab a game. So if math focus would be like allowance, the money game. So they learn about math, money management, and how to work together, how to cooperate, because that is a life skill. So that's the math one. This one is like your critical thinking skills, works on your logic, things like that. That's a good way to exercise your brain. Let's see. For the language arts, I have, and for the social sciences, National Geographic has a number of games. And if your child has interest in that might be a good option right there. The last 3 games I pulled up, I think they're ages 8 and up. I'm not sure. So a little bit older, but I do have something for those younger kids. But language arts, word games, building. So that is an option right there, all educational and all fun. These games usually take like 15 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes to finish. So keep that in mind if you need longer time. And I'll tell you how to work that out when you need a large block of time to work. Also, card games. We like Math War. And this one we just started using because my 2-year-old just is learning his multiplication tables. So now he can do this with my older son, which is really just a review for him. I also made, because my kids love dice games, I got these cool dice. I'll have to figure out where I got them. They're big, they're colorful, and my kids love to throw them. But dice games, I created my own dice games because the kids like them so much. And I created this, I mean, there's nothing new under the sun. But I like that there were 3 games, which takes time. And it takes them about 20 minutes to do this. Sometimes 30 minutes if I throw in a snack, because they'll play, eat a little bit, talk, and then, play again. But, it's multiplication. You just roll a dice, whatever you get, you multiply it by that number, and then you color in the number there, and then there's different ways you can win. So the kids really like that. For your younger kids, I have the Spotted, I love these Spotted games. This is the junior version for the younger kids. I do have one for the older kids. It's a red jar. I don't know where it is. But I used to take these to the restaurant with my kids when they were younger, just to keep them busy. But it's a great way to work on visual discrimination and logic and things like that. So this is a fun one. This is for ages 4 and up. So your preschooler could use this. Also, if you don't have any of those options, or if you just want something more hands-on, my dog hair's in here. You can never go wrong with Jenga. It does get loud, so think about what kind of game you want to give your child, because it could get loud and noisy. But my kids always love this, and that works on your finger dexterity, your fine motor skills. So there's always some kind of educational bent to the activity that they're doing. Number 4 is audiobooks. And I didn't bring any of my audiobooks down here, but we have like close to 100, and I'm not kidding. The favorite ones in the house are Geronimo, Magic Treehouse, and Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events. I love the Magic Treehouse and the Geronimo because they have like at least 50 books in the series. So you can definitely go to the library and check some of them out, or you can buy them. They are costly. The audiobooks are so expensive, and I don't do Audible because they're expensive, so I just bite the bullet and buy them. But the audiobooks, it works great for if they have the book and they just want to listen to the book while they may be coloring or working with their busy box, which is my 5th tip. So audiobooks with a snack, because as soon as you put that audiobook on and you go sit down with your child and work on fractions, someone's going to be tugging, can we have a snack? So just always have some snacks ready, okay? That's just my advice. So audiobooks, that's number 4. Number 5 is busy box. Now, my kids don't really do busy boxes as much anymore. They've kind of outgrown them, but they still like to tinker. So what they do is they take like real tools and boxes and things like that, and they take it outside and get to work. But for those who have younger kids, I used to have, this is my craft stuff. But basically, I would, at your own risk, you can put glitter in your box, but maybe with girls, but with boys, glitter finds itself everywhere but where it's supposed to be. But pom-poms, squiggly eyes, stamps. Actually, this is probably my favorite one, because I would get butcher paper, roll it out and outside, and let them go to town with stamps. I would tell them, oh, stamp me a story. I would throw out like a dinosaur, some train tracks, and some numbers or some fruit. And you can get a lot of these from the secondhand store or from Michael's on sale. Use your 40% off discount. Stamp your name or stamp me a sentence. You can be really creative, and they can come up with pretty funny things. Make up some silly words, you can tell them. For my old scrapbookers, if you have punches, kids really like that. Have some construction paper, just let them punch. Maybe glue some stuff. But this would definitely keep them busy. I have some other things, but you get the point. It's just things to keep them busy. Pipe cleaners. If you're bold and brave enough, maybe no glue gun. Never mind. But just put whatever you think your child might be interested in, and just put it in there and just let them explore, tinker, and make something. Oh, okay, I forgot. So for busy box, I have an old video. I think it's called Super Secret Spy Suitcase. I'm holding a big, like, spy looking 007 silver suitcase. So in that suitcase, I put little things I find from the dollar store in the suitcase, and I rotate it out every week, so there's something new every week. And so the kids would pull that out, and they would just play with whatever was in that suitcase. So it was kind of like a little fun thing. So that's another thing to do with the busy box. It doesn't have to be, look, your busy box could be a shoe box. It could be a shoe box. It could be a basket. It could be something all elaborate like I did with that Super Secret Spy Suitcase thing. It could be, you know, a Ralph's, Trader Joe's, Whole Foods grocery bag. It don't matter. Just some place where everything's all together and the kids don't have to ask you where this is, where that is. Just keep it all together. So that is my last thing for the busy box, okay? And then my last tip, exercise. Okay, I have a previous video on fitness dice. It's basically two big dice, foam dice. One die has the exercise, the other die has the rep, how many they're going to do. And so they might roll 5 sit-ups. So they have to do 5 sit-ups, and that's pretty fun. And the dice bounce around a lot. But there are lots of activities online on Pinterest where you just Google quick fun activities, outdoor activities for kids or for preschoolers or whatever, and you can get a whole, there were so many, I would spend a whole hour just talking about that. But get the kids outside. If you live in a place where your kids can't go outside, find a room, have them go into a different room and close the door. And if you don't have a room for them to do that, then honey, go to my 1 through 5 tips and use that if you can't get outside, or if it's, you know, raining or it's snowing outside, there's a hurricane going on or a tornado on the horizon, then just use the other tips. So use your best judgment. Okay, so you say, Nikki, how do you do all of that? So this is what happens. So when I'm working with my oldest son, say we're working on fractions or decimals, something where I gotta get my mind straight, or writing, something where I need all my attention on that child, I'll put in a movie, a documentary, and then I give them a snack. And then after the snack, I have a board game, or it's always a game, a card game, a board game, whatever the game is, in that same area where they are. And I tell them, okay, here is your National Geographic, you know, Bug War movie. When that's over, here's your snack over here. And when you're done, or you can take your snack and start playing with your board game, okay? Now, if you need help, and then you tell them the only reasons why they would need to come to you for help, like someone's bleeding, something's spilling, the toilet's overflowing. If there's no emergency, you know, you're going to be fine. Stay here, and this is what you're going to do. And then you go work with your child, and then when you're done working with that child, hopefully the activities are still going on, and then you can start working with the kids who've been doing the activities, or let that finish up, and you might want to just do some lesson planning for those kids who are watching the movie. And then start your lesson with them. Why the oldest one can go and relax or have his independent time. So it's really a juggling act. Now, if you're doing just review or something that's pretty easy and you don't need that much time, then I'll just give them like a quick dice game, and they can only do 1 game. And then out of 3, and then later on they can do the second game, and then later on the third game. So for example, now if I need 20 minutes of time, I have them do all 3, because that's how long it will take. And yes, they'll sit down and do that. They have a little snack and they're engaged and it's something different. Maybe they can homeschool in a different area, you know, something new, you know, engages them. I will have them do all 3 if I need like 15, 20 minutes of time. But if I just need like a couple of minutes, I say, hey, just do 1 game. That could be in the morning, and this can be in the afternoon, this can be in the late afternoon. And that way they, I still get a little bit of time, they still get a little bit of learning, and then they still get to have their winner at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, it's like, oh, if you won, then you get to help me make, you get an extra chocolate chip in your cookie. Well, not, that doesn't even make sense, but you know what I'm saying. You know, sometimes I have to bribe, y'all, I got the bribe. Also magnets, especially for your younger kids playing around with magnets. You know, you can take some chalk, draw it on the ground, have them try to line the letters up on the chalk. You know, I actually have, there are lots of options. So those are 6 tips to help you get going and to give you some sanity with your kids. I know it can be really frustrating, but just have a plan, see how it works for the first week, and then start tweaking it, okay? But definitely know you can stack the activities one after another, and if you feel your child doesn't have that kind of attention span, then teach your children in 10-minute increments. I think that's called like the Pomodoro technique. I did that like years ago. So 10 minutes. Set the timer if you need to, and also train your child. 10 minutes, you have to figure something out for 10 minutes. You know what, I'll give you this, but you have to figure things out on your own if this is not going to occupy your time. Remember, you're training your child, you're raising your child up, as Charlotte Mason would say. So if after 2 minutes they're in your face, okay, you have to go back, give them something to do. Okay, you need to do this, you need to play in this box, these are your options. Mommy's working with, your brother, and you might have to do that like 5-10 times until the child realizes, well, if I come and get mom, all she's gonna do is grab my hand gently. Don't yank your child. I know you want to yank them, but she's gonna just walk me back to the room, and I'm going to have to play with whatever she gave me, okay? And once your child is training, it is training, and once your child realizes this is what's going to happen, then they're like, well, it's no use walking to get mom because she's just going to walk me back over here and sit me down and play this game. So there's no benefit for them to keep bugging you, but you have to be persistent. You have to be persistent with that, okay? So, yeah, so that's it. So those are my 6 tools to put in your arsenal so you can woo-saw your way into sanity. Now look, your kids are gonna take your brain. They're gonna take your sanity. Your job is to just fight for just a little bit of the right brain or the left brain, depending on what kind of person you are. You just need a little bit just to function in life. So hopefully that will get you to a place of woo-saw and peace, and all will be good. So as always, today's question of the day is, how do you manage homeschooling multiple ages and grades? And let us know in the comments below. Lots of learning comes from the comments, especially you mamas that have like 5 and 10 and 12 kids. We need to hear from you because you guys are some of the most amazing multitasking, scheduling people on the planet. So please let us know how you manage your schedule with lots of little people running around, and big people too, okay? And with all of that, I hope you found some value in this video. If you would help your girl out and leave a comment below and subscribe if you haven't already. Click the notification bell so you would know every time I put out a video. You won't miss my videos because now I'm weekly, y'all. I'm trying to get it into gear. I'm weekly now. So that would help me out tremendously. And if there are any videos that you would like to see in the future, please let me know. And let me just tell you really quickly about leaving a comment. There was a mom who left a comment on another homeschooler's channel about schedules. How do you manage it? And I responded to her, and then I thought, you know what? Let me make a video about that because I do hear that question a lot. So really, this video is really in response to that one homeschool mom who was on another homeschool channel asking for help. So please leave comments because it really does help people, and people do read them. I read all the comments, okay? So I'm gonna stop babbling, and I will see you on the next share. This is Niki with That Homeschool Life. Bye-bye, y'all. I have no sanity. I just want to be crazy. All my old people who are really old are like, to survive in this world, you got to be crazy. I'm like, okay, I'm crazy then. I'm not old like you guys, but I'm crazy just from my kids. So anyway, bye guys.